could not keep running from this guy. He could not fight a 15-round fight with Foreman like that. And right in the middle of the ring, he decided that, you know what, I ain't running from this guy no more. I'm going to stay here and I'm going to take these punches. And because he did it, he stayed against the ropes, and you are not supposed to be on the ropes against Foreman. You're supposed to move and stay away. And out of all of his wins, the way he pulled it off against Foreman, to me, has to be his greatest win of all. Because he did it during the time when he was older, he was bigger, and he didn't have the lateral movement to dance for 15 rounds. That, to me, was his biggest upset. And believe me, it was an upset, because his own corner didn't even think he was going to win the fight.
Yeah. Do you think, because with the champ coming back and doing this thing, right? All this, the phenomenon of punching power is always mentioned, right? And the hardest hitting ever. Like, when it came to Foreman, do you think that his punching power, like, because how do you see the punching power? Like, what you seeing, Wilder and what he does with that right hand, and you haven't went through the different eras. You've seen the Tyson and all that, but what as far as punching power, like from the outside looking in, because nobody's hitting the science machines and really getting that stuff, that sports science stuff, like in comparison, what do you say to that part of it all?
Well, I'm gonna tell you that for the caliber of his competition, I think George Foreman showed to be an extraordinary, awesome puncher, because he was knocking out people that were in the top 5 out there. So he was knocking out elite fighters. I think Foreman probably was one of the hardest punchers out there. However, fighters during that era, if you ask Foreman who was the hardest puncher, he would say Earnie Shavers. Muhammad Ali, you ask him who was the hardest puncher, Earnie Shavers. Everybody say Earnie Shavers was the hardest puncher out there. But he had an awesome knockout record, but he was never the type of champion that Foreman, Ali, Frazier, he never sustained that heavyweight title like that. But all of the back fighters say he was the hardest puncher.
Earnie Shavers.
They say he was the hardest puncher, Earnie Shavers. But he didn't have the most success. He had a hell of a knockout record, though.
Yeah. But the last thing before I wrap it up. What would be a classic if you just had a snapshot? You had 60 seconds to say, hey, this would be the one. But what would be a classic speed versus power? Like the ultimate speed versus power, like match you've seen, or if you can.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you a fight that back when it happened. Okay, you had Earnie Pryor, who was a finesse puncher. Okay, and you had Alexis Arguello, who was a knockout artist. Okay. And when they finally matched Alexis Arguello against Earnie Pryor, many fight critics believed that Alexis Arguello would stop Earnie Pryor due to the fact that he was such a technician. And Earnie Pryor sometimes would look a little amateurish in the way he threw punches from all angles. But Earnie Pryor came into a fight as far as I'm concerned, in the best shape of any fighter out there. Because when the bell rang, he started throwing punches, and he would not stop punching until you was in submission or you were out. And that's what he did to Alexis Arguello. He beat Alexis Arguello constantly throughout the fight. And in the 14th round, he hit Arguello, and Arguello stumbled back and he was hurt. And Earnie Pryor got on top of him and would not stop throwing punches until this man was out. That's a classic fight to watch. The way Earnie Pryor stopped Alexis Arguello.
Okay.
Now, this is another thing. Earnie Pryor wanted to fight Sugar Ray Leonard. Okay? That's the fight he wanted. But Sugar Ray Leonard would not take the fight against Earnie Pryor. Earnie Pryor was a welterweight fighter who wanted to move up and fight Sugar Ray Leonard. I mean, he was a junior welterweight. He wanted to fight Ray Leonard. Ray Leonard would not fight him. And I don't think he wanted to fight Earnie Pryor because the fight was just going to be too hard. He would not fight him because one of the best fights that I believe could have happened back during that time frame, okay, was when Roberto Duran was a lightweight. And what Roberto Duran did, he moved up in lightweight to fight Sugar Ray Leonard for his welterweight crown. And in that first fight, Duran beat Leonard. Okay? He beat Leonard. But what would have been a better fight, in my viewpoint, if Roberto Duran would have moved from lightweight and instead of fighting Leonard, he would have fought Earnie Pryor for his junior welterweight crown. That would have been a war. But I understand Duran wanted to fight Leonard because that's where the money was going to be at. But all of those guys stayed away from Earnie Pryor. The big name fighters, they stayed away from him. Earnie Pryor was a terror. He was a terror, man. And even you ask Floyd Mayweather, who was one of the best fighters he ever seen, or who he liked, he say Earnie Pryor. The man was relentless. He never stopped punching. Never stopped punching. I had watched Earnie Pryor fights during back in the day. And I say eventually this man is going to get winded and somebody's going to stop him. Because you just can't keep fighting the way he do and just keep fighting and not get tired. It didn't happen. This man was like the Energizer Bunny. This is another thing would happen with Earnie Pryor. Earnie Pryor would get hit. Earnie Pryor would be fighting. He'd get hit and get knocked down. Earnie Pryor would get up, take the mandatory 8 count, and when the referee stepped back for him to fight, he would charge in and go in for the kill. Like he had his opponent hurt. And he wouldn't stop punching, man. And literally, people back in that time frame, Earnie Pryor would beat people because they literally gave up. The fight was so hard that they just literally couldn't fight him no more. He was like the Tasmanian devil, man. That's a fighter that would be good for you to, critique his career and just watch the way he fought people.
Yeah, I'm wondering now if Earl tried to get a little bit of that in him, as far as how he might not have that high motor like that, but I wonder if that mindset that wear you down, that just beats you down and just grind on you, you know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes it just be hard to watch somebody just get beat on, especially somebody that's strong-willed. So yeah, I like that. How was his body work though? I ain't heard nothing about no body work.
Listen, Pryor threw punches from everywhere. You know what I mean? He was really primarily a headhunter. Okay. But he threw hooks. He threw uppercuts. He came back with right hands. He threw looping rights. And he just kept fighting.
He kept
fighting. And people literally would be beat into submission, because this man, every time he go to his corner, sit down, and when he get up, he's on you. From the time he get up off the stool until the time he sit down, he gets up and he just would not stop fighting. He was a human Tasmanian devil, the way he fought. And if he hurt you, you wasn't getting away. Because he's not going to stop throwing punches until you out.
And yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do exactly what you said. I'm gonna look him up, and I'm gonna go in depth with him. I'm gonna do that. We're gonna break down some of them fights too. But what was how did it end? How did it taper off, or what happened as far as him transitioning off, off into the sunset?
Okay, eventually what happened with Pryor? Pryor did eventually lose a fight, okay? But Pryor fell victim to drug abuse and things of that nature. And because of that, it hindered the last part of his career. But he had drug usage. So did Sugar Ray Leonard. He admitted to drug usage. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's out there. That's known information. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, that's a reality, like the young people need to hear this. That's a reality. But let me ask you real quick. Did he have a beard? Because I'm thinking with that kind of style, he had to take someone to chin. Did he have a beard?
Oh, no. Listen, Pryor didn't have a beard, nothing to cushion his chin. Because, like I said, Pryor been knocked down several times. But when you knock him down, it's like, whoa, when this standing 8 count is over, you better be on the defense, because this man coming to get you. Yes, indeed, he coming to get you, man. Because his knockdowns are flash knockdowns, because he's fighting so hard. He's fighting. Next thing you know, he get hit, boom, he's down. And it's like, he get up, and he like, man, what just happened? Okay, right. When the referee count him off and he goes right back to doing what he was doing. He was relentless. He was the most relentless fighter that I've seen, man. This dude was a terror.
Yeah, man. I've heard a lot. I've seen some. I didn't go in depth, but I heard a lot and I've seen some. So I'm gonna look them up, man. And we gonna be doing this. You know what I'm saying? This is just how it goes. I really appreciate, man, like your boxing mind. And your perspective, man, because it's like me going back and me being able to ask questions and me just chopping it up with my old head, man. So I appreciate it, and we're gonna be doing this all the time.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. I appreciate you asking my comment on certain things.
Yeah, we gonna get up though. You have a good evening.
Yes, sir. All right, Mike.
All right.
You take care, man. It's always good talking to you.
I appreciate it. Likewise.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, that was according to my old head, you know, the first of many, you know. I enjoy it, and I'm gonna be putting these out all the time. So thanks for tuning in. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. You know, click more. You know, I got a boxes to watch collection. You know, it's a lot of things out there. I got my League of Shadows coming out. You know, and I also do my updates and everything, and I go live, so don't be a stranger. Here at Bodywork Boxing, where we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.